My name is Dr. Liddell, and I'm a chiropractor, among other things. Only I'm not here to discuss how to fix your back. I am here, however, to talk about how California voters should go about fixing political corruption starting right here in our own little communities. My message is simple. Make electronic signature gathering legal. We are asking California voters if they want to be able to use time-tested electronic signature producing technology without discrimination. This technology has already been implemented everywhere else in our day-to-day lives, so it makes perfect sense for it to be legally used as a way to modernize the existing California initiative, referendum, and recall petition processes so that all voters can safely and securely access these basic rights. It's no secret that California has lost its way politically, and the voters of California are obviously no longer in control of the way it's run. We have allowed ourselves to become boxed into what has become a very controlled and limited set of political choices, especially when it only takes 2 to 3 million voters to win a political party's primary election here in California. This in turn translates to nearly 40 million people being more or less legislatively drug around by these very same elected officials who wind up serving the special interests that paid to put them in office as opposed to the constituents who elected them. Political corruption along these lines is not new. In 1911, California put 3 additional tools in the hands of voters to help us stop this all from happening. These tools were meant to restore the balance of power and strengthen our voting rights by giving we the people a way to be included in our own governing processes. In the California State Constitution, we find Article 2, Voting, Initiative, Referendum, and Recall, Section 1, which reads, "All political power is inherent in the people. Government is instituted for their protection, security, and benefit, and they have the right to alter or reform it when the public good may require." Let's take a moment to make sure everyone knows exactly what these participation tools really are. Initiative is the voters' ability to propose new laws directly to the voters of California, bypassing the legislative and executive branches to request the body of voters to pass our own legislative solutions. Referendum is the California voters' ability to stop laws that our elected officials pass. We can veto any law by forcing it to go to a ballot vote, where voters ultimately decide if the law goes into effect. This gives California voters the final say. Recall is the voters' ability to replace any elected official by forcing them to defend their position in office and essentially run against new candidates seeking office. It is important to understand that the rules are different for an elected official defending their office versus one who is seeking it. It is inherently unfair to restrict an individual defending themselves in any way. We are innocent until proven guilty, and that means financial restrictions are not the same as they are for someone who is seeking office and who is among others seeking the same office, where campaign rules limit contributions. When one promotes their own candidacy by using their own money to fund their own recall election, then those seeking office can personally match those contributions. Remember, this person has already won the office in question, so they are entitled to a slightly different set of rules than those seeking it for the first time. Otherwise, fairness is built into these processes all the way down to the people who ask for the recall accepting the cost of it when triggering a special election. In reading the California State Constitution, these 4 processes, all being put together, sound like they should allow California voters to have a say in the way things work. But that is just not the case. So when California put initiative, referendum, and recall into place supporting voting, there was no way of making it possible for all voters to readily participate until electronic signatures came along. Over the years, paid signature gathering industry has opportunistically developed itself to meet the needs of those well-funded entities wishing to use these processes, where professional signature gatherers can make upward of $10 per signature. When a proponent is required to collect hundreds of thousands of signatures regular voters get quickly priced out of the game. This adds to the many reasons why California voters are easily overwhelmed and excluded by the deeply embedded complexities, inefficiencies, and overwhelming costs that all relate to the severely outdated pen and paper signature gathering method. The best way to fix all of the unintended discrimination is to allow technology to bridge the gap and bring the ability to electronically sign these petitions up to the same level that we allow everyone to sign any document electronically. Since we've had the ability to electronically sign everything else in a secure way now for over 3 decades, it makes the absence of using this very technology for voters to sign petitions no longer an accident. Deeper consideration must be given to the fact that we already use them for all types of private, business, and governmental purposes. In fact, we also register to vote directly with the California Secretary of State using our electronic signatures. To drive this home further, we are already electronically signing our most critical legal records and protected documents, including the ones that put even the most notorious internet hackers behind bars. This means we are way past those arguments looking to support throwing this out, simply because hacking concerns are already effectively being dealt with in our everyday use of this technology. So it is time for the doubters to get in touch with the reality on this and stop sabotaging our own ability to get involved in all of our political processes because of their own misplaced fear. There is another concern we must address, where many partisan voters must deal with their own wishes to exclude others when it comes to how this proposal would affect the way partisan politics work in this very state. The fear of giving an opposing party the same ability to use these processes is also completely self-manufactured. And to add to that fear, we can point out that the powers that be get to use them as well. It is best to put the fears out on the table when conquering them. But to do that, we must first face the fact that 2 wrongs don't make it right. The fear of who controls the political landscape really comes from no one getting their political issues resolved. And the reality is that the only one dominating the legislative landscape here are the special interests, who are in fact currently controlling the political establishment. The fact that the voters literally outnumber the special interests and their media influences, along with all of their elite powers combined, should be enough for us to realize that we, the voters, will truly be in charge, but only if we fix this. And the invitation for all eligible voters to participate will make more sense than ever. California voters can continue to feud like the Hatfields and McCoys and spin every issue possible into a political frenzy, but the fact that none of us are really getting anything resolved should weigh heavily on our decision to fix this once and for all. We all have political questions needing answers, issues we want addressed, and solutions to share. But because we are all left out of the process here, no one believes we can come together and resolve anything anymore. The fact that we're not even at the discussion table with each other politically says it all. And this means someone else is literally cleaning us out while we are all too busy trying to keep each other out of the loop. We should not support the exclusion of any California voters in good standing for any reason. And anyone that thinks otherwise is only advocating a my way or the highway approach to running things. And this is the essence of discrimination. If this is you, it is time to take a long look in the mirror. So let's read the title and summary that is written on the top of each page of our PDF downloadable petition. The title: Authorizes electronic signature gathering for initiative, referendum, and recall petitions. Initiative statute. Requires Secretary of State to develop a system that allows voters to view state and local initiative, referendum, and recall petitions on Secretary of State's website, and to sign them electronically directly on the website, or to download, print, and sign the printed petitions. Requires Secretary of State or local elections official to verify these signatures. require Secretary of State to invite arguments for and against petitions and to post submitted arguments on website. Require Secretary of State website to include ongoing tally of each measure's signatures received electronically or on downloaded petitions. Summary of estimate by legislative analyst and Director of Finance of fiscal impact on the state and local governments. One-time state and local government costs in the millions of dollars, more to develop an online system for electronic petition signature gathering. Potential net cost or savings due to changed state and local government processes for verifying petition signatures. The number is 19-0009, and you can find that on the Secretary of State's website. The only thing left for us to do is decide if we want to fix this or not. We have a legal initiative proposal that has all the components necessary to get the job done. We just need California voters to care enough to get our PDF downloadable petitions printed, signed, and mailed back to us so we can get them turned in before our April 20th, 2020 deadline. Our goal is to get over 1 million signatures, of which at least 625,000 must come from valid registered voters, and the rest are needed in anticipation of hundreds of thousands of signatures being invalidated. If we are successful, we will be giving all California voters the opportunity to participate in the lawmaking, law-stopping, politician-replacing processes moving forward. We are counting on there being enough people left here in the state of California that want better for our families and their future to make this happen. So please consider being one of our Cirrra team members and help us to help California become more politically inclusive once again. This message is approved by yes on the California Initiative Referendum and Recall Reform Act, FPPC number 1420476. California voters, download and print, then fill out and sign our petition today. Our website is www.cirrra.com. Now it's time to take my handy little clipboard, the petition, and my little pen and paper ability to go out and fix this.